Hi friends, this is Anchal and today we'll discuss time and tenses. Now if I talk about time or tenses, what are these? What is the word written over here tenses mean? If I give you a verb, that is go, in how many forms you can use it? Either you can write go or you can write gone, you can write goes, you can write went or you can write going. So how will you define when to write go, when to write gone, when to write went and when to write going? The formation of a sentence and the usage of verb according to the time is called tenses. Now according to the time we have three tenses. First is present, then we have past tense and then we have future tense. Present means whatever is going on at the moment or habitual action or universal truth is expressed under present tense. If we talk about past tense, it defines everything which has already been performed, already been done. And the last is future tense. Anything which is yet to be done comes under future tense. Now these can further be divided into four parts. The first is simple tense, or you can call it indefinite. Second is continuous tense. Third is perfect tense and the last is perfect continuous tense. If we talk about simple or indefinite, indefinite says when anything is uncertain, and here the time of the task performed or the work performed is uncertain or unsure, you're unsure about it. Now if we talk about continuous tense, it says in present tense something is going on, in past tense it says something was going on, and in future tense something will be going on. If we move further, we have perfect tense. Perfect tense says some task is completed with a perfect time. A specified time is given and there we write perfect tense with present, past or future tense. Last is perfect continuous, and it says something that was started, a work that was started in the past, still continued or will be continued in the future and will end in the future with a specified time. There we write perfect continuous with different tenses. Now let's discuss the present tense and its four different types. Now if we come to present tense, it says anything which is going on at the time, any habitual action, a universal truth or a state or condition of a subject. That is all what comes under present tense. Now defining present tense, first is simple present or present indefinite. If we talk about it, what is the sentence structure that is followed? Sentence, before telling you the sentence structure, I must tell you we have verbs, 5 forms, that says first form V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. Now if we talk about them, V1 is used in present tense and V5 is also used in present tense. You will not find V4 and V5 written in your books. Instead of these, you will find ing form of verb or s or es form of verb in your books, right? If we talk about this, first form of verb is also used in present tense and fifth form is also used in present tense. Now if I write I somewhere, or if I write we somewhere and I write he, and you have to use a verb go, what will you write with? Which form of verb will you write with we and which form of verb will you write with he? If we are writing we, we'll use go, and if we are writing he, we'll write goes. What is the difference? If we are using V1, that is go, we are using it with plural subject, that means V1 is present tense but plus plural in number. And if we talk about V5, it's present tense plus singular in number. Moving further, we have V2, that is used in past tense. We have V3, that is the past participle. And V4, that is the ing form, is used in continuous tense. If we take an example, it says V1 is do and does is V5. If we talk about the past tense of do, it's did. If we talk about the past participle, it is done. And if we talk about the continuous tense, it says doing. Fine. So we will be using these forms of verb whenever we form a structure of any tense. Now let's move and discuss what is the sentence structure of simple present or present indefinite. Now here if we see, we have simple present or present indefinite tense. It says the sentence structure that follows is subject will be placed at the first, then verb's first form or verb's fifth form will be used according to the subject. If the subject is singular, we'll use V5, and if the subject is plural, we'll use V1. After that, we'll place an object. Fine. Now we'll discuss what is the usage of simple present or present indefinite tense. The first usage is if you have any habitual action given, we'll use simple present tense or present indefinite tense. Fine. Second is if a universal truth is given, we will use simple present or present indefinite tense. And third is if we are writing anything about commentary or news headline. In this case as well, we will use present indefinite or simple present. Now let's take some examples to understand its meaning. First is habitual action. If something is happening regularly, we will keep it under simple present tense. For example, if I say, they visit Delhi every year. Now, why have I placed visit here? Because it's a task that is done every year. It's a habitual action that is performed every year on regular basis. That is why we have placed visit, which is verb's first form. According to the subject, subject is plural. That is why we have placed visit's first form. Moving further, we have universal truth. We have a very common example. It says, the sun rises in the east. Now we have used rises, which is verb's fifth form, and we have placed it according to the subject, that is singular. Now why have we placed rises here? Because it's a universal fact, the sun rises in the east. This fact will never change. Why? Have you ever seen or have you ever heard that sun has risen in the west? It's not possible. That is why we have placed verb's fifth form here according to the subject, that is singular. Moving further, if there is any commentary or news headline written, then also we will use verb's first form or fifth form that comes under simple present or present indefinite. For example, if I say, the ruling party takes an oath in New Delhi. Here the ruling party takes an oath is written, and here takes define that no matter the ruling party has taken an oath yesterday or today or it will take tomorrow, it says that it has taken, and it is a news headline. That is why we have written verb's fifth form here. Why? Because the subject is singular. If we talk about the commentary part, it says, the batsman strikes a 6. No matter the batsman has already struck the 6, but we have used strikes. Why? Because it's a commentary section, and whenever we have a commentary section, we will use verb's first or fifth form. Similarly, if we have news headline, we will use verb's first or fifth form according to the simple present or present indefinite rule. Next is, if we have a planned action in future. Now what does the sentence say? It says we have an action or a task that is to be performed in the future, but it's planned. That means the date is fixed, the time is fixed. In that case, we will not write it in future tense, rather we'll use simple present or present indefinite. For example, if I say, the movie releases on 5th of October. Now see, 5th of October has not arrived yet, but we have used releases. Why? Because this action is planned. It has to be done in future, but it is already planned and the time is fixed. That is why we are using verbs 5th form here according to the subject, that is singular. Next rule says, if the exclamatory sentence starting with here or there is given. Now if we look at this rule, it says if the exclamatory sentence starts with here or there, in that case we will use present indefinite or simple present tense, which says verbs 1st form or 5th form will be used. Now what does this say? If there is an exclamatory sentence which starts with here or there and we have a sudden expression in the sentence, that is where we'll use exclamatory sentence starting with here and there, and simple presence rule will be followed there. Why? Like, there goes the boy who held first position. Now in this case, we have started the sentence with there and we are pointing to a person who held the first position in the class, and that is why we have used verbs 5th form here according to the boy, that is singular. Similarly, I can write here comes the bus. So here also we are pointing towards a bus that is coming and we have used verbs 5th form, that is the rule followed after simple present or present indefinite tense. Now if we move further, we have the last rule of simple present tense. It says if we have a conditional statement and the main verb is in future tense, the verb used after it will be in what? Will be in present indefinite. Now here comes the conditional sentence, and when the sentence becomes conditional, we have certain words attached to it. If the main verb is in future tense, the conditional statement starting with until, unless, even if, as soon as, or in case of. If we have a sentence that whose main verb is in future tense and the conditional statement is given starting with any of these words, until, unless, even if, as soon as, in case of, the verb used after these words should be in present indefinite. That says verbs 1st form or verbs 5th form will be used. For example, I shall visit him in case he comes to Delhi. Now in this sentence we have a conditional sentence, what? In case he comes to Delhi. If he comes to Delhi, then only I am going to visit him. So here I is the first subject and shall visit. This is the main verb which is in future tense. And we have a word in case which defines a conditional sentence, and after this the verb used should be in present indefinite. That is correct. We have used verbs 5th form here. So this is the end of simple present. You can watch all our videos and more on your smartphone. All you need to do is download the Adda 247 app from Google Play Store. This app is the #1 trending educational app in India and is also our official app for bankersadda.com and sscadda.com. You can visit our website bankersadda.com, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page for the latest updates. We look forward to your views and comments.